Alright folks, today's Reddit story comes from r/TrueOffMyChest, where OP finds herself in a wild love triangle, or should I say love octagon, with her boyfriend and his past hookups. Oh, and stick around for part 2 of this wild story as well. Just when you thought it was bad, it gets way worse. Alrighty, let's dive in. My boyfriend and his overly attached female friends. Am I wrong for feeling upset by my boyfriend spending alone time with women that he has had intercourse with before? For context, the first one, we'll call her Rachel. They have been friends for years and he has been intimate with her a few times before meeting me. When I met him, he told me they had never had sex before, but eventually they admitted to it. I told him that I was uncomfortable with the way that things were between them and that I wanted him to set boundaries. He had a key to her house, would sleep there sometimes, she's picked him up from work and they hung out, etc. He claimed to understand my feelings and said he'd set boundaries but hasn't. I've been so paranoid that it got to the point of me reaching out to her myself and asking her about their relationship. She claimed that she didn't even know that we were together, but he said that's not true and showed me the screenshots to prove what he was saying. Now I'm being blamed for making a bad first impression, and now she apparently doesn't like me because I approached her about him. She pretended like she said nothing bad about him during our conversation and made me look bad to him for calling him a liar and saying he sounded like a user based on her comment about him, when he was the one that lied. Don't do bad things if you don't want to be called bad titles, right? I don't want to control who he is friends with, but I feel like it's just not appropriate for a man in a relationship to be hanging out with another woman at 12 o'clock at night in her house. He's done that 2 or 3 times, and each time I get upset. He knows it hurts my feelings and makes me feel uncomfortable. The second one, we'll call her Quan. When we met, he told me that this girl and him were just friends, and that she had a busy daily schedule, so they hung out at night sometimes or texted, etc. But that was quickly revealed to not be the complete truth. One night she kept calling him and I told him to answer the phone, and basically it came out that he was sleeping with her before me and that she had feelings for him. She was hurt that he chose to be with me instead of her, and I was completely in the dark about all of it. I thought that they were just friends. It was revealed that they were planning a kid together just last year. After that phone call, they hadn't spoken for days. It's been weeks since that, and now she has popped back up again asking him for favors and acting like everything is normal again. I just don't get it. I don't understand how I'm supposed to believe that this is normal. The last one, we'll call her Naomi. I'll start this by mentioning that they haven't slept together as far as I know. They've both denied it, but I am still mentioning her because I feel very uncomfortable about her based on her behaviors. She's been very territorial and jealous when it comes to him and has admitted to being upset about him spending more time with me. I've expressed that it made me feel uncomfortable and he claimed that he would handle it. She would call him in the middle of the night as well as send him videos on TikTok about attachment styles and just acted like she had some sort of control over him, like she was more than a friend. And as if that isn't enough, their relationship makes me feel really uncomfortable in the first place because she is only 18. He claims that they have never crossed that line, but she is just way too comfortable around him, and I just don't understand what a 28-year-old man needs an 18-year-old friend for. My last issue with her was that a few nights ago when I came to his place, she was there. It was almost 1 a.m, and she was there venting about some BS that happened between her and her other friend. I freaked out and he had to walk her out. We all spoke and she had some dismissive crap to say as if she doesn't see the issue with her actions, even though I clearly heard her telling him she wanted to be at my level of importance in his eyes. Like, seriously? My bottom line is this. I know that he can't take back things that he did before he met me, but at the same time, I feel like he's not considering my feelings at all. He's not acting as if he's committed to me, and that really bothers me. I made my boundaries and deal breakers very clear, and they were as follows. No late-night meetups. Let me know prior to hanging out with them, just out of simple consideration and respect, and to not ever make me feel like I'm not being prioritized because of them. So far, he has broken all of those boundaries and turned around and called me controlling. He's even gone as far as to say that I pushed him to be closer to them and has avoided spending any time with me, because apparently I'm not as fun to be around anymore. I don't know what to do now. We literally just got into an argument about Naomi wanting him to see a movie with her. When I asked if I could come along, he made it seem like I was intruding on their plans, even though I told him earlier in the week that I wanted to see a movie this weekend when he's off. Apparently, she doesn't like me and feels disrespected by me because I approached her about her being inappropriate with him and sending him stuff that only girlfriends and boyfriends send each other. It is laughable that an 18-year-old girl gets to determine whether she likes me or not. She has disrespected my relationship, and I'm here trying to compromise and be a third wheel on a date with my own boyfriend. I feel like I'm constantly competing for my own boyfriend, and he doesn't seem to notice that that's even happening. Either that or he just simply doesn't give a damn, and I don't know how to feel about any of it anymore. I've had exes that have female friends and they set boundaries, but this guy just doesn't seem to realize how damaging and how abnormal and overly attached these women have been. I find it so weird, and to add insult to injury, he has started accusing me of having intercourse with one of my male friends, obviously deflecting. I've seen my guy friend just once during the time I've even known my boyfriend. We barely even talk, but I'm sleeping with him? It's nuts. I need some advice at this point because I feel like I am losing my mind over this. Alright guys, as promised, just when you thought this toxic relationship couldn't get any worse, wait till you hear this follow-up story from OP. Also stick around for my reaction because oh boy do I have a lot to say about this one. I decided to separate these stories, but the truth is they are all intertwined. If you look at my previous post about my boyfriend and his female friends, you'd think that's all. But no, there's more. I've needed to type this all out to get it off my chest. So here goes. Before these female friends ever became a concern, he had already broken my trust, and that's why I started to question everything else, them included. We dated for a while and it was going amazing until one day he sat me down and confessed that he's married. I felt like my world stopped. I thought I had finally found my husband, not someone else's. He convinced me that he wanted a divorce and asked her for one and showed me the conversation. He said he married her for convenience and not love and claimed that she was in on it. She came up with this idea to get married so he'd get free tuition at the college she works at. Finding that out really broke my heart. At this point, we were talking about so much future stuff and I wasn't ready to let go, so I agreed to give it time. I thought that it may help, but I just became more anxious each time he slept over. When I saw his phone, I felt like I had to look at it. He became irritable within a week of this. He has completely switched up on me, especially because I found out he lied about his marriage and she thought he loved her and that they were in a committed situation, so the whole school thing was just an excuse. He's completely changed and has been insensitive, inconsiderate, and blames me for his actions. He says I didn't appreciate that he was gentle. For a week and a half? Like what? Apparently, since I accused him of stuff, he'll do it. You get mad at someone for being upset with you. I stayed under the impression that he'd be focused on us, getting his divorce and building trust. But no, it's been more and more drama. I feel so stressed and he gets to walk around and complain that I messaged his friends without his knowledge seeking clarity, went in his phone while he was asleep and told the friends details about each other. Apparently, I took advantage of my privilege. Oh, and he hates that I tell him he is wrong for what he did to his wife now that I know the complete truth. Apparently, I'm taking her side. Oh, and by the way, he slept with his wife twice while with me and failed to mention it until recently. His story is that she pushed it and he felt bad, etc. I don't believe it one bit. Dude actually had the nerve to say she could still get the D because she had papers on him, even though he told her multiple times about me and sent me audio proof of their conversations about me. After finding out about the cheating, I became so insecure that I wanted him around all the time because I didn't trust where he was because he lied so much. I feel embarrassed. I keep thinking of the man I thought he was, but my eyes are opening and I can see I've been love-bombed. Now he's switching the script and blaming me because I don't trust him anymore and I don't provide him peace anymore. Those are his words. How the hell can I bring you peace when you have done everything to drain me of my own peace? I had a whole chest-crushing anxiety attack yesterday, and he acted like I was being dramatic and kept telling me how I made him act like this. Because I stressed him out. Like he was extremely cold. I can't believe the situation. Okay, first of all, I don't think I've ever, in my entire lifetime, ever seen this amount of gaslighting before. Wow. Isn't our man here the epitome of, what's the phrase again? Oh, yes, having your cake and eating it too. I mean, we've got Rachel, Quan, Naomi, and not to mention his secret wife. It's like he's trying to assemble his own version of the Avengers, except instead of fighting cosmic threats, they're just, hanging out in each other's houses late into the night. And our leading lady here, she's trying her best, isn't she? Setting boundaries, trying to be reasonable, even taking on the awkward task of reaching out to these women herself. And for what? Just to be called controlling, of all things. Now, I'm not an expert in relationships, but something tells me that's not exactly how it's supposed to work. It's hilarious how he's managed to play the victim card in all of this, accusing her of making things less fun and pushing him towards his, friends. Mate, you got yourself into this mess. No point blaming someone else. And then there's the wife. Boy, that was a plot twist I didn't see coming. Married for college tuition? Can't say I've heard that one before. To our heroine, if you're listening, it's all right to admit when you're losing a tug of war, especially when the other side is this interesting cast of characters. Just a friendly tip from your friendly neighborhood Reddit story reader. Also, you need to run far, far away from this guy. I sincerely feel pain in my heart for people who are stuck in these toxic situations and don't even know it's toxic because they are clouded by emotion. I hope you find your way out of there, OP. Hey, wait. If you enjoyed this roller coaster of emotions, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that make you say, "What the hell?" Anyways, stay safe out there in that crazy world. Much love. Peace.